My name's Peter Kayafas. I'm a photographer and been teaching at Pratt since 2000. I also run a publishing company called the Press Foundation, which has been around since the mid-1960s. In 1990, in the summer, when I was still an undergraduate, I did that thing that is an important rite of passage for everybody to do. I got in a car and I drove cross country. That, for me, was the perfect way to use the camera to explore, use it as an excuse to get out in the world. And almost every August since then, I take the month off and go by myself now. My one rule is that I don't get on highways, except to leave and arrive at the airport. Otherwise, I try to stay on side roads, back roads, and preferably dirt roads. I don't ask people if I can photograph them. I try to kind of blend in as much as possible and be quick. I mean, I use film camera, a small Leica, and if anybody does notice it, it just looks like an antique to them, especially these days. And I'm interested in how people look when they don't know they're being photographed. As soon as someone knows they're being photographed, everything changes and it becomes more about the relationship with the camera. The Press Foundation was founded in 1966 by a man named Leslie Katz. He was an extraordinary person. I started working with him when I was still an undergraduate at NYU. We learned pretty quickly that we had kind of a wonderful affinity for one another and finished each other's sentences and had similar taste in art and culture and people and writers. And so Leslie was really, for me, an opportunity to have this incredible access to this part of culture that was so important to my own interests as a photographer. In the 1960s, the press was unusual because it was set up to publish books that wouldn't otherwise be published or wouldn't be published at the particular level of quality that Leslie felt the subject deserved. And in 1973, he applied for and acquired not-for-profit status. And that was not unprecedented, I don't think, but it was very uncommon for a publisher to be not-for-profit. When I was first really working full-time with Leslie at the Press after I graduated from college, I remember he said something to me that has really set the tone for how I live my life now as an artist, teacher, publisher, etc. He said, Peter, if it ever becomes apparent to me that the work that you're doing here at the Press Foundation is interfering with your being an artist, I'll fire you. And I sort of laughed at the time or didn't take it seriously. And he said, no, I'm really serious. I think that's the most important thing. And in a way that provided me permission to do lots of different things. And I think up to a point, the more that I do, the more I get done. And the more variety there is to what I do, the richer each of the different things that I do is. So publishing books about photography or about culture, about criticism, about classical dance, whatever the case may be, provides me with a kind of insight to my own work that I wouldn't have otherwise had.